Hi everybody, it's Anthony over, Indiana. Here again. Last night I spoke on the debate about Ron Paul. Today I'm going to speak about Obama's policies on jobs, or his new trying to create things for jobs. I already have an article. I'm not going to get into all the details here. I just wanted to comment on one quick thing I heard on CNN today when I came home from school. But if you want to know what the more finite or some more in-depth details of how this whole government creating jobs and all this will not work. My article is on my iReport thing, Anthony13124. So if you're interested in finding out more, you can always read that. Plainly, I'm just here to speak about this one lady saying, "Oh, poverty's risen over the past 4 years more than any other time in the world, and people are getting poorer and everything." And I'm just going to speak on the broad term of all this: people getting poorer and all this, the space between the rich and the poor is widening and stuff. But it's completely false, because what they base their statistics off of, number one, is income, and everybody changes income. Usually it fluctuates every year. So the top 1%, who are the so-called rich, don't stay there every year. Usually they may, but their wages fluctuate. They may be, or somebody, let's say, gets paid off commission, does a really good job, they'll get paid they'll get in the top 5% or whatever that year. Next year they don't make nearly as much, so they fall down. So income fluctuates. And that's what these whole poverty things are based off of. In a time like this, and they can't pay as much money as they would make. But the whole thing is this whole widening of the class and everything is completely false, completely false, because we say, oh, the poor, all this and that. Well, I mean, try to go talk to some social worker and see what the people on welfare have. I mean, the poor on they live better than they did the high middle class 30 years ago. And here we are complaining about, oh, this and that. Well, the thing is, you think you care. I mean, people just think they care about their fellow man and everything. Well, really, what we're paying for is what? Their cable TV, their satellites, their cell phones, and everything. I mean, come on now, do they really need that? If they really managed their money well and budgeted it and wanted to really get out of poverty, we would see that that we wouldn't need these programs for food and everything, because they would have the money for it, because they're not paying all their money on this other trivial stuff that they do not need. Not at all. And now they have this attitude of entitlement that I deserve that. Well, the way it used to be done before this whole social justice and welfare programs the whole thing of welfare was, it was meant to get people back on their feet, and then like within the next couple of months or the next year or so, they would get out of this. They would get out of this welfare program, so they'd be back on their feet and have a stable job and everything. But now we don't see that at all. We see people that are stuck in welfare, or they're stagnant. They don't move because they don't like the free money. They don't want to move. They like to keep their levels low because they don't have to do anything, and they get paid the same, and they're not working to get out of it. Now, this is the whole problem. I'm getting off topic, but pretty much the whole problem with social justice is they sound like good ideas, but they frankly just don't work. But still,